Please subscribe, like, and share.
Hey guys, I know it's been a while. Just having one hell of a time with my computer. I can build engines, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, whatever, road racing, drag racing, but I cannot doggone work this computer. A lot of the guys at this level posting technical videos have their own editors, so-called producers, or people that are working with them that are great with this doggone cameras, and I'm just nowhere close to that. I'm fumbling my way through. By the time I complete the segment, it goes blank or it will not download it so I can put it on YouTube. But anyway guys, this is an old video from about 15 years ago, still good as far as the technology is concerned, or what I'm giving out here. So enjoy, and as soon as I get back, we'll get some more very advanced videos dealing with horsepower and stuff. Thank you very much.
We're gonna do a history on heads here, right?
Yes, we'll try to explain it and as simple as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We go from that point on.
Okay.
Now we have 4 different cylinder heads here. Different design, but basically all for the small block Ford. This will apply to the other kind of engines with a wedge type chamber, so it's just not strictly Ford. Anyway,
So this would be applicable to 6 cylinders,
yeah,
4
as long as
cylinders,
they have
and
an inline
8.
valve like that, yeah, it'll apply, even for 4 cylinders. What we have here is a stock Ford AFR, similar to a GT40, Brodix head, there's an inline like the stocker, and here is a twist wedge. They said twist because they tilted the valve towards the center of the bore. And then here's the latest E8 style, D3 SC1 type combustion chamber.
Is that the one they use in NASCAR?
Yes, there's a NASCAR cylinder head here. So the stock one, the configuration, if you notice, it doesn't have hardly any trick combustion chamber design. It's very basic. It's a straight cut here, and this goes with the exhaust. The spark plug is right there. And then here it's more like, you can see that the situation is a little bit different. Okay, they pinch it a little bit so it generates a swirl right about when it exits the intake valve. And the twisted wedge, even more pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you've got a deeper curve.
right. This creates swirl, but the problem is it does get in the way when the valve opens up, as you can see right here. It's somewhat shrouded, so you can lay that down a little bit and get a little bit more power out of it. But this is right now a straight configuration. And the Yates, very shallow. All right, the chamber, you're looking at 58, 58, 40.
You're getting more
64,
compression.
yeah. The more advanced cylinder heads, like this, starts at 64 from the factory,
Mm-hmm.
goes to 58, roughly 61 to 58, 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It gets very shallow. It doesn't require as much dome to make compression. Anyway, the combustion chamber, you gotta go. Here's the intake, right? If you look at the port angle, it's not really straight. People always say, oh, to get the most flow, you have to get as much power as to get the most flow. Not necessarily, because of constraints on cylinder head, head bolt, and water jackets, the port is this way. But in reality, there's a plus to that, because every time you have 2 uneven sides, it tends to swirl. All right. So what actually happens when the port comes in, goes this way. Okay, the swirl.
So we enter here.
Enter here, and then they go and swirl. Okay. The swirl is this situation here that mixes the air and fuel.
Your turbulence.
And then coming in, also the height. And the height is, the port is real high, it tends to tumble. So actually you have a mixture of motion that comes in, swirls this way, at the same time it tumbles. So you have this twisting motion and then the tumbling. So it's basically, we have what should we say, a mixture in this situation. You tilt it this way, then you turn it, and you light it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're mixing it more properly, and then again the quench right here, this section here, is that when the piston comes up, it pushes the mixture towards right about here. where the
Right. Your
spark plug is at.
Mhm.
Okay, same thing with the AFR. Okay,
You're right where detonation's gonna take place.
the quench, all this brings in the thing and puts them right in the middle, and either they go this way or that way, or it could be this way. We don't know till we look at. Either they meet up and swirl this way, or they go the other way. After you had the
After you have your
Yeah.
intake
right
of fuel.
right, after you had the swirl and the tumble situation, the quench comes into play. All right. So, okay. Now, advanced cylinder heads. If you notice, there's a crossover. It goes this way, 90 out. Same thing here. Now with the twisted wedge, a little bit the crossover goes this way. Not
Yeah.
quite as drastic, whereas this is straight out.
Yeah, this is literally
Right.
going in, coming down.
Yeah. Now when you look at this guy
This
here,
is like coming in and then
this one's got a real angle.
yeah.
All right. Now, if it was a Hemi is the intake valve would be right here, and then exhaust would be right here. So on a Hemi, it's straight through. But what you got to realize is everything that comes in straight going in can also go the other way.
It goes
Just as
back.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the situation where that's why you have a reversion problem.
A reversion problem.
Yes,
There you go.
with
I was
the-
thinking backdraft.
Right. You have a reversion problem. When the exhaust goes out, it wants to go back on the intake
Mhm.
side. So that's situation you got.
How can you tell when you have a reversion problem? What's your clue?
The port is very dark.
But when you're running the motor,
Yes, it's gonna be very dark here.
is there anything you can
Soothing.
hear in the way the motor's running?
Nah,
It's not until you pull
no,
those
yeah,
heads off.
It's
Yeah.
sloppy. It's sloppy.
It's
It's
not
sloppy.
until you take it
Yeah.
apart where you see that.
Yeah, next time we'll do is the 4-valve head. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is that at high RPM, the airstream goes like this, comes out
Mhm.
and out. Okay, so everybody says the engine's nothing but a big air pump. That's trying to keep it simple. It's a little bit more than that. But if you look at this cylinder head, it comes in this way and then out that way. So it has this
That
angle.
kind of an angle.
This is not too bad, and this is straight and sure as a stock. All right. Now the Hemi heads or advanced Pro Stock heads from Ford, GM, and Chrysler, the intake valve is over here.
And
The exhaust is over here. So now your crossover comes in and more like at a 45 degree,
Mhm.
or even more steeper sometimes. Okay, so
They're trying to cross it over
Yeah.
without making it a straight line.
right.
To
So this- yeah.
avoid reversion.
Yeah. Now, when you have like the 280Z, nothing against the Nissan guys, the intake is here and the exhaust port goes right here.
That's a funky.
Yeah, it comes in, then it makes a U-turn,
And it comes back out. Yeah. Mhm.
Now you know why they're not used for racing as much. Okay, because anytime you have a cylinder head where the intake and exhaust is right on the same side, some of the old Fords are like that, the inline Fords.
A lot of them. Like the people
Yeah.
who like to run the RN. Well,
Yeah, but the 280Z, 240, 260,
I'm thinking about the Toyotas because Toyotas are.
correct.
Oops.
The 240, 280Z has the same configuration where the intake comes in, and not only is it that bad, but you have an exhaust port, or exhaust header, or exhaust manifold right beside an intake port. You're going to heat up that intake
You're
port.
gonna heat it up.
Yeah, and then not only that, the power stream comes in there and then goes back out.
It's not the most efficient way of doing
Yeah,
things.
so the best thing is that the new heads are like this, and then the exhaust is over here, and they come in a little bit. Again, they're not straight. They're off to the side, either this way or that way. Off to the side comes in and cuts this way, and then out to the exhaust. So what you're doing is the crossover is you're making it quite not as drastic. Okay, you're trying to cut back on the angle or the crossover angle.
Mhm.
That's basically.
Trying to get it through without dealing with
Why-
without getting reversion.
I already messed up this head. So.
It's okay. It doesn't affect it.
Yeah.
Ben,
Uh-huh.
what are these?
That's just it just shows you how close the piston gets to the combustion
Okay.
chamber. So that's basically it. Oh, there's a timer there. But
Okay.
Anyway, that's just a real quick rehash. Nothing professional. We just wanted to talk about it and just do a quick run around with this thing. All right. We're good?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Have a good evening, guys.
Well, all this.
Oh no, all these calls.